Are music festivals about to change forever? Find out on this week's edition of Cornerstone News. Hey there, finance fanatics and culture connoisseurs. Welcome back to Cornerstone News, your weekly dose of financial insights with a side of entertainment. I'm your host, Ty Spires, and I'm here to bring you the latest and greatest from the world of finance. Now let's jump straight into the heart of today's stories. ESPN has found itself at a pivotal moment in its 40-year history. For decades, they've banked on hiking up cable fees to keep the cash flowing. But times are changing, my friend. With millions cutting cords, ESPN's traditional model is facing some serious chop. According to ESPN chairman Jimmy Patel, the industry is in a transition phase right now. There's a transition to digital that is by far the biggest component of the future. ESPN's revenue, well, it's been chugging along at a mere 1% growth lately. Clearly, they need a new game plan. Enter Disney's masterstroke, a two-part streaming strategy. Step 1, this fall, ESPN will be bundled into a service with other popular channels from companies such as Warner Bros. And Fox. This will let non-cable customers watch all the sports they want without paying an arm and a leg for other channels they don't need. Step 2, in 2025, ESPN will roll out the big guns with a top-notch streaming platform with live games, on-demand shows, and even personalized content. Plus, it will include ESPN Bet, the company's licensed online sportsbook, and fantasy sports to roll all sports-consuming avenues into one. Former Disney and ESPN executives like Bob Chapek and John Skipper say the worldwide leader in sports isn't out of the weeds just yet and will have plenty of waves to ride in this digital ocean. Apple finds itself in a legal tussle after a federal court ruled that it must allow app developers to utilize payment systems outside of its own. However, 5 major tech companies believe Apple's compliance with the ruling has been insufficient. Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Match Group, and X, formerly Twitter, initiated legal action and were later joined by Spotify. This legal battle originated from a 2021 court ruling following a lawsuit from Epic Games, Inc. While Apple has promised compliance, it also intends to impose a 27% commission on transactions made through external payment systems. On March the 14th, an Apple spokesperson cited a January statement of compliance asserting that the company has fully adhered to the court's injunction. Apple has updated its App Store review guidelines. You know that thing you just scroll to the bottom of and just click accept? Allowing for the inclusion of links into external payment platforms and enabling companies to engage with customers directly. Observers note Apple's determination to maintain control over its payment ecosystem while rival tech companies seek to loosen its grip. Stuart Watterson, a strategic advisor at Datos Insights, emphasized the significance of payment avenues for Apple, stating, "It's a revenue play. Payments generate a lot of revenue, especially subscription-based payments, which much of this is. Some companies possess the capability to process payments independently or seek alternative third-party processors. However, the substantial commission imposed by Apple may outweigh the benefits of such alternatives." The battleground over independent contractors intensifies as a House committee prepares for a decisive showdown to challenge President Biden's recent rule change regarding worker classification. Biden's Labor Department unleashed a new directive earlier this month fortifying barriers for businesses seeking to label workers as independent contractors instead of employees. This maneuver countered a decree from the Trump era reshaping the criteria for delineating worker status. Critics of the rule argue that it shackles workers' freedom and flexibility, thrusting them away from arrangements that best serve their interests. Trade groups, small business advocates, and independent workers are amassing their forces to overturn the Biden administration's rule using the Congressional Review Act. Save Independent Work, a coalition of independent workers and advocacy groups, spearheads the charge against the rule. They're pointing to the fallout from California's AB 5 law, similar legislation to the one currently being argued over, as a cautionary tale. Workers in 600 categories of professionals know firsthand how being reclassified as a W-2 employee can cripple their careers, remarked Karen Anderson, a stalwart of the SIW coalition and founder of Freelancers Against AB 5. Tom Manzo, president of the California Business and Industrial Alliance, adds to Anderson's sentiment by saying the new rule robs independent contractors of their ability to choose where and how they earn a living. That's not to mention the burden it places on small business owners that can't afford to hire full-time staff. As the fate of thousands of ICs hangs in the balance, we can only watch and see what the fate of their employment status will be. I think we can all agree that we are tired of sky-high ticket prices and feeling like music festivals are more about the cash than the fans. And we're not alone. Recording artist Yungblud is actually doing something about it with his new affordable music festival. Bludfest is set to kick off on August 11th at the iconic Milton Keynes Bowl in Buckinghamshire, England. Yungblud, aka Dom Harrison, believes festivals should be about the people, not the profits. So he's keeping ticket prices down to a wallet-friendly £49.5 or around $63. In Youngblud's eyes, festivals should be about the vibes, not the VIP sections. That's why he's packing the lineup with some killer acts like Lil Yachty, Soft Play, Nessa Barrett, Lola Young, and Jasmine Bean, plus a special slot for The Damned, an OG icon of rock. But hold up, Youngblood's not done yet. Harrison has decided that his festival is not just about the music, as he's creating a space for connection as well. There will be a make a friend option for single attendees to meet others either online beforehand or at a designated tent to meet in person. And here's the kicker, Bludfest isn't meant to just be a one-time thing. The artist is dreaming big, wanting to take his product global and spreading this festival revolution far and wide. So get ready to ditch the mainstream and join the revolution. Bludfest is coming, and it's going to be one heck of a ride. And that wraps up another episode of Cornerstone News. If you enjoyed today's stories and wanted to stay updated on all things finance, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow money-minded mates. Remember, at Cornerstone Payment Systems, we've got your back for all your credit card processing needs. Visit us at cornerstonepaymentsystems.com to learn more. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Until next time, this has been Ty Spires signing off. Stay curious, stay savvy, and keep those dollars flowing.